Hey guys, how y'all doing today? I know I done had you guys on the wrong, over there on the wrong screen or wrong camera whenever I started. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness gracious. And I could not seem to get this camera out of the angle today. So I guess we're just going to have to deal with this. I don't know why it's, you know what, probably because of that right there. There we go. Okay. I think I got it. You know, my OBS studio did an update and just messed everything up on me. So I had to refigure everything out. So I'm going to jump over into the chat. Say hi to everybody. We got Michelle and Auntie Patricia Arbuckle. I got that little flyer thingy from you today. So thank you, thank you. And we got Miss Linda Faust. Good morning, love. And Miss Karen T. And Dahlia. Good morning, girl. Or evening. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm wishing it was a weekend. Can you tell? And then we got everybody talking about puppy and taking a puppy picture with her new haircut. Karen, make sure you post that in the group because I would love to see a puppy with a new cut. Then we got Sylvia and Diana and Anita. Good evening, guys. And let's see here. Auntie Michelle says, hi, Quasar, Sky, and Kiwi. And let's see. Same as always, got to see Mitzi today. Brought lots of goodies. I've seen those pictures. Those are so pretty. I love that quilt top with that really awesome design on there. That was awesome. Oh, wow, Sylvia. I did not know that. I don't know how to pronounce that state of Mexico, but wow. Very, very cool. How many more blocks do you have to do to finish your top? See, there was like the kind of little clue day. Right before I went live, I finished my last block. All I gotta do is stitch this and then add it to this and here, and then I'm gonna put 2 borders on. So I'll be doing that today during my live stream. So I'm going to be getting this quilted up, hopefully by this weekend. So this is, I'm like so awesome. Not a problem, Diana. Just let me know when you're available and everything. We can even try and do a video call after my live stream if you want. I don't have anything going on tonight. A video, Facebook, Zoom, whatever. So I am putting the last block together. I'm hoping to have this to him, to my uncle, by next weekend. It's going to be really, really awesome. So what is everybody else up to? I know Michelle got to watch her grandbaby today, or great-grandbaby, whatever it is. Sounds good, Diana. I am definitely free after my live stream today, so we can talk then if you like. I am pressing my seams open. So right now I'm just finger pressing. Then I'll be adding the acorn solution, which is essentially best press. Because that's what I fill my acorn pen with. It's just best press. Let's see. Hey, Susan. How are you doing, honey? Let's see. Sylvia says, how are you going to quilt it by hand or machine? I'm quilting it by machine. So I am, let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to echo right along the inside of each of the rings, as well as the outside of each of the rings. Over there, it's nice and secured. I figured that'd be a really good way of doing it. So now what I'll do is I'll take this whole thing down and I'll try and pin these together at each of the junction points where it matches up at. So I'll start with pinning this top one over here. Yeah, I'm just doing a lap size quilt for him because my grandmother, before my grandmother passed away, she made him so many queen size quilts, like more than what he knows what to do with. And he can't get rid of them because, I mean, they're from his mama that is no longer around. So I decided I was going to make him a lap size quilt. So that way there he's got something smaller for like if he's just like lounging around on the couch, watching movies, laying around on a bed, but don't want to unmake the bed and everything. So, and then having to remake the bed later on. So I'm like, I will do a smaller version. So he has like a relaxation, lounging around quilt or a picnic quilt, whatever he wants to use it for. Oh, definitely. Let's see. Back from my Alaskan cruise. Went well rested and full of Alaskan sights. Oh, awesome sauce, Susan. Let's see. Well, you in thread at circle. I'm not really for sure yet. I might. I'm not really for sure. I probably will. Because all my stitches will be locked in at that point, pretty much. I mean, they're already all locked in anyway because they all crisscross each other at some points or another, so. And I have a nice big roll of batting on its way to me. So I am just waiting for that so that way there I can have plenty of batting to start getting all of these charity quilts as well as this quilt and a few others that I have done up and everything and all quilted up. Let's see. Hey Tasha, how you doing, honey? If you have a channel, feel free to do exclamation selfie and that'll drop your channel link. Let's see, are you just pinning at the color points? Yes, I am. So what I'm doing is I pin there, and then what I do is I hold it out like this right here, and I make sure it's nice and straight and level with each other, and then I pin at the intersection points. There, let me bring the camera over here so that way I can show better. Thank you, Day, for asking. So what I do is I pin I match up my points here on both sides, and then I try and pin at the part that I'm going to be coming up to. So that way there, it helps hold my two sides of my open seams down. And then what I do is then I try and hold this out, make sure it's nice and straight, and I'll put a pin here and a pin here. I'm not used to these camera angles yet, so bear with me. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll hold these out nice and straight, not pulling on it or anything, and then I'll pin here and I'll pin here. Help keep everything nice and lined up and straight and organized. But I use the inside of the circles as my point to meet up at. Like this one right here. I hate whenever I get resistance on the cord here. So like this one right here. I'll pull it along, not stressing the fabric or anything like that. And then I'll pin here. And then I'll pin over here. There it helps keep everything all leveled out and everything along my stitching way, so nothing gets all wonky and crazy on me. I don't know how everybody else does it, because sometimes my seams on the inside here, if you notice, sometimes they're not 100% completely lined up. And to me, that's okay because they're the same color and all, so I'm not stressing over it. And like, you know, it's all the background. As long as my color parts are matching, then I'm not going to stress. And excuse any mess you see in the background. I can't really do much of anything with that. Hey, Katie. How you doing, hon? Come on, computer mouse. Quit stressing me out. Ouch. That was a kneecap. Yeah, I press the seams open, Jay, because for one, there's some areas here where like you'll see like right here where you got like 1, 2, and then the 3, 4 seams all coming together. And I couldn't figure out a good way of doing it without it being too bulky, or like this right here where you got a lot of seams coming together, because you got the seams from this, seams from this, seam from this, seam from this, all meeting up right here. And this corner right here is super bulky, even with them all pressed open. Like, to me, pressing open just seemed like the most amount of sense on this. It is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's what I chose to do, so. Move my iron over here out of the way. I need the table space. Yeah, so Sunday we might wind up doing this, quilting this up, because I want to get this completed so I can get it to my uncle. If I don't have this done by Sunday, I might wind up doing this on my Sunday show this weekend. Let's see. Thankfully at the end of the row, so could be a lot worse. Definitely. No doubt, glad it wasn't halfway up. Getting storms out of here. How about you? I am doing good. We don't really have a whole lot of storms going on right now. I'm hoping that they stay away. So that way there we can take the babies for a walk after my live stream. Or this evening. It's usually about like 9:30. We'll take the babies for a nice long walk. Hey, Mama Debbie. She goes, ooh, lurking. Yeah, the sky has been pretty gray here pretty much all day long. We've had showers off and on, but nothing really bad here today, thankfully. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know that word. That's hola. Hola. I know, I'm a goofball. We've had some wonderful afternoon thunder and lightning with the rain clearing by evening. Awesome. We had a bad noisy storm last night, round 2. Round 2 tonight. The wind is picking up. Stay safe, Auntie Patricia. Okay, so this last seam here would probably not be matching up. No, it's going to be a little off, but that's okay. It's one seam. One seam every now and then that is slightly off. So as you'll see here, it's going to be slightly off because I got one seam that ends here and this one here ends here. So it's about 1/8 of an inch off, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry over it. It'll get hidden in the quilting. We've had the threat of storms and big dark clouds, but no rain. My yard is getting thirsty. Well, we will send all the rain towards you, Katie. Okay. Draw that back over here. So I'm going to press this. I am just pressing this over to the end, or to the, can't really say to the light or the dark. Here, I'll bring y'all over here along with me. There you go. So what I like to do is I just like to run my acorn pen along the seam. I'll do that along the entire seam here. And then I'll finger press it. And then I hit it with the iron. I love a good thunderstorm, especially at nighttime when I'm sleeping. It's like the best sleeping medicine in the world. But nothing like too severe. Just a good thunderstorm or a good heavy rain. Plus, my flowers love it too. And if it's at nighttime, then it's not interfering with my honeybees doing their collection of their other resources. Now, so you can see over here that it is, let's see, you can see, barely see that that's slightly off over here on this side. My 1/4 of an inch must not have been a full 1/4 of an inch over here. But it's not anything enough that I am going to stress over, because in the long run, I don't think my uncle's going to ever see it. See the 1/4 of an inch off. If he does, I'll tell him that I'll take that quilt right back out of his hands if he doesn't like it. So now I got them all finger pressed. So now I will go back and hit it with the iron. That is so correct, Tasha. It is definitely how you know that a human made it. Hey, Vintage Joe and Ms. Zaza, how are you both doing today? I am just working on finishing up this quilt today, getting it ready to go. So hopefully by this weekend I can be in the quilting process, if not sooner. I got everything ready to go for my sew along on Saturday with Michelle. So I don't have to do any of that. All right, let me bring it to the big screen. So here is the quilt. So there is a top or bottom, whichever one that wants it being. All the way to down there. So now I'm just going to add on some borders. And I already got the fabric picked out for my borders. Ooh, yes. Auntie Patricia, thank you for reminding me. I found a gorgeous patriotic fabric. I got 2 of these when Joanne was going out of business. So let me bring it over here. So for the border, this is what I'm thinking, okay? Bring up some, because I had some strips in the Jelly Roll pack that was too light to go around the entire thing. So I am thinking I am going to join these strips together. Let's come back here. Would you play nice already, please? So I'm thinking we are going to do some that are like 1 row like this right here. Because I got 2 strips of this and 2 strips of that. This has the white stars with the white back, or red stars with a white background. And then the blue. And then where the red is, we'll put a blue background strip. And where the red one is, or the blue stars are, we'll put that as a background or border. That way there we got everything crisscrossing. I'm using Jelly Roll strips, Dave, for the thing, and I'm gonna make sure that they're like a little off, so that way they won't be 100%. All the seams won't be lining up. And this is the backing here that is going to be the backing for this. It is a red, white, and blue patriotic plaid, the same line that the background fabric is from, the white on white stars. So this here I got from Joann Fabrics. It was $29.99 originally, and I had got it, I think, whenever it was like 30 or 40% off. Okay, well, we could try that. Let me see here. You guys tell me which way you like best. So I don't really have a better way of doing this, so you guys can see it really nice and closely. So that's the best way I can do it here. And then I'm thinking this would be like a little like that, and this like that. So what do you guys think? Should I do the darker border first and then the lighter border, or vice versa? Which way do you think? So solid or print first. Solids might make it a nice stop border to rest the eyes. Darker than light. Okay. So we would definitely do the darker first. So I just need to join these strips all together. So that way there I can get these borders put on. So I'm going to do this right now while we're all live. So I need to make my border, so I'm going to set this over here on my pile of stuff for right now. I got tons of borders here. Because I'm like, I want to do everything as the... Bring you guys back over here. Sorry if I made you sick. Didn't think about it until after I did it. Sorry, guys. I love you too, Quasar. As soon as I get this done, I'll be back onto my lion. Okay, then we need a blue. Let's see. Solid, then print. Solid first. Dark, solid first. Dark first, then light. What is your binding? My binding, what? I haven't gotten that far. Probably the jelly rolls that I have left over, because I have a whole bin of jelly rolls of this fabric left over. So I probably do a scrappy binding left of the jelly rolls that I used in the quilt. That way I can use up those jelly rolls. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm waiting until I get this all completely done before I do make the binding, because I'm not for sure how big this is going to come out. But he is a 6'4" tall man. So I'm like, I want to make sure it's going to be nice and long enough for him. That way he's not in fetal position trying to lay underneath it. Yeah, I'm like, I want to use up all the stuff that I have from making the quilt for him. So I'm just putting all these together. Whatever I don't need, then I can try and cut off and use along with the binding part. And it'll already be stitched together. And I know you're probably thinking, okay, she's not drawing a line. How is she following it from corner to corner? I am just eyeballing this and hoping for the best. I'm like, if it's slightly off, it's okay. As long as I can hide it in my 1/4 of an inch seam, I don't stress over it. There's a lot that you can hide in a 1/4 of an inch seam. Yeah, I'm like, I want to be, because I don't buy a whole, I'm not going to lie, I don't buy a whole lot of patriotic fabric. I like red and blue and white all together, but I don't buy a lot of it. So I'm like, the more I can use up on this, it's the less I got to worry about anything. And jelly roll strips are the best way to use up or to make your binding, because it's already 2.5 inches. All right, so those are now put together. So now I'm going to start putting these together. So we are going to put a red and a white, or a blue and a white, not a red and white. All of it's white. Duh. And I was trying to figure out some way of using this fabric here, this blue with white, or the white with blue stars and the white with the red stars, because you didn't really see it whenever, because I went to go add it into one of my blocks, and up against the background, you really don't see it. it didn't like stand out and pop. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta use this. So then I was like, okay, well, I could use it as a binding, but I don't like putting white on the binding. Yup, the 1/4 of an inch. I'm like, I don't like putting white in the binding. Because the binding is what gets so much of the beat up of the fabric. And blots around on the floor, or it could be rubbed up against the floor, or anything dirty, or anything like that. I'm like, it's what's going to take most of the beating of the quilt. So the last thing I want to do is add white to the binding. I usually do like a dark color for binding, because I also feel that it helps frame it. Yeah, definitely no white binding. Yep, Sylvia agrees. Dark binding it is. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Jelly Roll strips I have left over. So we got that one, and then we have this one here, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut these apart. Then we will get these pressed and added on. Well, get the triangular pieces cut off. All right, not a problem, Diana. Just let me know. I get off work tomorrow at 2:30, so we can talk then if you want. Anytime you want, darling. I have a doctor appointment at 2:45 tomorrow, so I'm available anytime. Just a quick little doctor appointment for my medication. Actually, no, tomorrow is with the female doctor. That yucky female doctor thing. Hey, Rita, how you doing, hon? Yeah, I get off work tomorrow at 12:30. So I'm excited. I was just going to take a long lunch. But I was like, I still have some PTO time that I need to use that. So I'll just take a half of a PTO day. I'm like, I got to deal with the next month and a half of no days off. I mean, I still have PTO time to use. I'm talking until like our next holiday pay from work. I'm like, so sounds good, Aunt Diana. Okay, so that is over there. I'll put that aside to go into my scrap bag that I am sending off to Day for the littles. Day, when do you need that scrap bag by anyway? So I need to make sure I got enough time to be able to send it to you. Or bring it to you. Either one. Probably send it to you be easier. See, doing great today. I can see at least better than yesterday. That is awesome. Doctors, Yuck City. I dislike doctors. Yeah, I'm not crazy about going to doctors, but my doctors are really cool, so I just hate the annual exam with the female doctor, the female parts doctor. I'm like, ugh, I hate that appointment. I mean, it's for a good reason, but don't mean I gotta like it though. Hey, need a drink of my tea. Don't forget, if you have a YouTube channel, feel free to do exclamation selfie to share your link. I'll move you guys over here. There we go. I already started pressing majority of them all open, so see. That's fine, whichever works best for you. Anyone else sending scraps for kids no later than August 15th so I can get it to where it has to go. Thanks, everyone. Definitely. And if you want, feel free, Day, to post your P.O. box in the chat and everything there. So that way there, if anyone wants to send you any fabric scraps or batting scraps, then they can do so. And this is for a charity for littles. So let's see. We're going to put this up over here on my lap for now. So has anybody got any big projects that they're working on? Hey, Miss Judy. How are you doing, sweetheart? How is my wonderful, beautiful Miss Judy? And how is Jackie doing? Sorry if I keep shaking the camera, guys. I do have a new table coming. So that way there I can have my camera hooked up to a different table over here. So that way there whenever I'm doing my pressing or whatnot, then it doesn't shake the camera around on you guys. Oh man. I just dumped all the scraps all over me. Oh well, I'll pick it up after the live stream. Yes, I've already put it up to the quilt and everything. It takes about 1.5 strips for the long edge of the quilt. We are fine, just been running all day. I hear ya. If you're anything like me, summertime is crazy. Now put a heart in the chat. And if you're watching this on replay, leave a comment letting me know if you are interested in doing a virtual retreat, like a weekend long virtual retreat that I would host. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Is it only whenever I'm looking at the camera or whenever I go to look away? Okay, so. I'm sorry, guys. So now I'm taking the solid piece and I'm stitching it up to the other piece here. Let me know if it's non-stop or if it's, or what's going on. There, just adjusted my thing a little bit. Mess around with this over here some. Okay, how is that? Is that any better? Okay, thanks, guys. Hopefully it continues to do good. I'm hoping it's just whenever I turn my head that it's causing the issues. I'm sorry. So what I'm doing is I'm just very gently holding the two strips over here in between my fingers. So that way there it's just gliding through. I have the strip of the white stars on my lap and then the solid color strips down here on the floor. Hey, Miss Mary G, how are you doing, sweetie? And I'm not putting any stress or anything on it, just guiding. Okay, now I can feel that it was starting to get a little crinkled up over here on me. Let's see. Okay, Zaza says it's fine now. So it might have been when I was just kept turning my head, it kept causing some interference. Hey, Katie, how you doing? Congratulations on your 2-year anniversary. That is so awesome. 2-year birthday for your channel. I will not be able to be on your live stream that day, but I will come and watch and hang out and everything in the chat for a little bit for you. Let's see. You are so welcome, hon. Okay, we're almost at the end of the stars fabric. I figure this is going to be the easiest way for me to get my borders added on. Was to do it this route. Whee! Okay, so to make sure I get a nice clean edge, what I'll do is I'll try and take this, I'll fold it over just a little bit past where that seam ends. And then I'll come up here and cut this edge. Fits at the other end by doing the same thing. And then we will press this and get this added on to my sides. Do not like strings hanging. Don't like strings attached. At least not on my fabrics. More scrap fabric. And I'll bring you guys over here for pressing. And I'm going to press this actually towards the dark. I just run my finger right down there, help press it open, or press it to the side that I want it to go. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do it as we go. And this fabric presses like very easily, so it's not a batik, but it presses quite nicely. Best part is my seams do not match up on this. So like you got the red and blue stars here, and then you got the red and blue strip there. So I don't have to worry about those seams interfering with each other and causing too much bulk in the borders, which is why I wanted to stagger it a little bit. Staggering it, that's the word I was looking for. Ah, couldn't think of what it was. Let's see. So what is everybody else in here working on? What projects are you working on this month? Are you doing anything for Christmas? For Christmas in July? Or are you doing anything for 4th of July, patriotic stuff? I thought about doing the Christmas in July, and I wanted to focus more on the patriotic stuff because it's something I haven't really ever done anything towards before. As far as on my channel goes and everything, as well as I'm like, since it's the color scheme that my uncle asked for, then this worked out perfectly. Granted, I didn't start it in July, but I'm finishing it in July, so that counts in my book. Hope everybody is staying safe from all those storms that taking place right now. A lot of people are getting affected by the storms, especially in the south. Been doing a few potato chip tops and plan on working on the swap blocks for Handmade by Ying with Donna. Some of us joined in. I am actually going to be working on that very soon. I cannot wait to. But it's been trying to figure out, because I know I want to do sashing. I just been trying to figure out what I want to do, what colors I want to go with, and everything. I'm thinking about looking through my blocks to see what's like the least dominant colors in the blocks, and using that as sashing to really make it all pop. Let's see, been doing a few hand quilting a sugar skull Christmas twin size. Awesome. I wanted to make sure all my projects were cleaned up before a vacation. My granddaughter walked in my sewing room and said, "Grandma, your wall is naked." Very cute. I agree. Okay, we're over here at the end now. And then we can get busy stitching this on. My goal is to get the borders all stitched on today. And then that way there I can spend the rest of this week starting to sandwich it and get the backing all cut and everything all basted. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough for all 4 sides. So we're going to start with the 2 sides. Because if not, then I'm going to have to figure out different strips for the other 2 sides. So we're going to start with the 2 long sides. I love you too, Quasar. He's over here keeps saying, "I love you. I love you." And I am back stitching. Let's see. Okay. I didn't think about washing. Well, I had to think about that. I haven't sewn this month. Doctor said I can maybe start by the 1st of August. Awesome. Lacey's giving you something to look forward to. Now I need to catch up on my cotton cuts mystery. I got another in the mail today. Now I have 2 months to make. You got this. was wondering what you were talking about, Day. I'm like, I don't know why she's talking about her washing already, but I'm like, I don't know where the washing came in at. Let's see. Susan, that's so funny and cute. That quilt is beautiful. Thank you, Judy. Not raining anymore, but the thunder is rolling. Great. Now Garth Brooks' song Thunder Rolls is in my head. Oops. Hey, we're almost down to the bottom of one end. I'm hoping I'll have enough for all four sides, but I'm not going to get my hopes up and be like, if I don't. If I don't, I don't. It'll be okay. I probably don't, though. If not, I'll just look through it and see what I got that can go for a nice light border for the top and bottom. So I have plenty to go for the top and bottom of the solid fabric. So I am just bringing the other side right around instead of breaking thread and starting it up. We're going to back stitch on that end there, and we're going to back stitch on the beginning of the new one. I love you too, Quasar. Let's see about sashing. Good Lord, spell check. Do. That quilt is. Oh, you're fine, Susan. No worries at all, love. At least you know all the words. I love Garth Brooks, so I always love that song. Oops, that got flopped. Yeah, most likely definitely not having enough to do the top and bottom, but we'll see. We'll hold it up to it. here soon and see where we are at on that. Let's see. Almost to the end of this one. And don't forget, if you want to sign up for cotton cuts, then this is be a good time to go do so before they run out of everything. And make sure that you use my code. If you do exclamation cotton cuts, it'll drop the link for cotton cuts as well as my referral code. Okay, so we need to disconnect these two from each other. Thank you, Michelle. All right, you guys ready to see what you helped me figure out? Bam. Look at how pretty. And I am pressing towards the borders. Awesome sauce. Thank you, Day. You're pretty much making this up as I go, which is how I love doing quilts. I love making it up as I go. Thank you, Judy. Oh, awesome sauce, Susan. She said, Nell. So yeah, I have my fabric line choice for the cotton cuts that's coming up. I bought my 5 yard cuts, 5 yard cut. So now I'm ready. Awesome, girly. That is amazing. Thank you, Michelle. This is the side here where we need to cut at. So what I like to do is just fold it over right where, so that way there's all nice and straight still, lined up with each other. Make myself a nice little crease right there, and that is right where I would cut at. Where there's nice and straight. And then we will measure so I definitely do not have enough to do the top and bottom. So what I had to do is look see what else I got that is in a very light color. If I want to do a top and bottom. or I might just leave it as is. I would prefer to do a top and bottom so it's all matchy-matchy. So I'm just going to look to see what I got in the light fabric for the backing of the nuts piece of it. Stinks I don't have enough to do it all, but it is what it is. Okay, now come over here to the other side. So we can press that side. And well, after I get done pressing this, I'll show you guys how this came out. And then I'll finish it up off camera. Because I got to look through my fabric to see what I got. Ooh, awesome sauce, Susan. I love Anna Green Gables. Then again, I love it all. So I'm glad Cotton Cuts is picking mine because I don't know if I could actually pick mine. I did give them a top 3 that I liked. I just don't know what they're actually going to give me. I did tell them that my viewers, before I found out I was going to be an ambassador, that my viewers did try and choose a certain one. I told them which one you guys all had chose. So we'll see around July 25th what it is that they actually send me. Oh, that piece laid out perfectly because one of the first rings I done, actually the first ring I done, was using this solid color. And that actually came out just perfectly. Because guys, look at this. So this here is one of the first blocks I did. And it came out just perfectly where the border came up against the blue portions of the ring. And not up against the blue border. I didn't even plan that, so that actually just kind of happened out of pure luck. I actually completely forgot about that first block. Okay, so let me put this up here on the wall. And let me bring you guys up to the big screen. Bring it back. And raise my microphone out of the way. So we got the dark border and the light border. So frames it out beautifully. And then we got the same thing over here on the other end. And what I'm going to do is, let's see. So I do have enough left of this strip here, to be able to make a top and bottom border. So I'm just going to look through my fabrics and see what I have available that is like a very light colored piece that I could add in with it as the second border for the top and bottom. And then, yeah, I'll get that added on and get it all basted. And then I think this Sunday we will do a quilting session of me trying quilting this up instead of my handwork. So that way there I can get this taken care of, because I want to get this done this weekend so I can get it to my uncle, because he is absolutely going to love it. He's going to freak. I cannot wait. I'm just hoping that it's nice outside, so that right there I can be able to take it out, hang it up on my pergola in the backyard to get really good pictures of it. So in the meantime, I hope everybody has a wonderful, beautiful evening. Nice, safe day tomorrow. If you guys get out and about anytime at all, stay safe, smile, and have fun. And make sure you smile, the smile that's true from your heart, because you never know whose day you can change and whose day you can brighten with a simple gesture of a smile. Talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.